Hey, Steiner. Morning. How you feeling?
Excited.
Yeah.
There he comes.
Hey, Peter.
How long have you had it, Peter?
I launched this boat in 1984.
Wow.
I started building it in 76.
But you did build it.
Huh?
You built it.
I designed it and built it.
I did not know that.
My misspent youth.
Is it inspired by the spray?
Oh, it's the lines of the spray. It's modified.
Modified.
I just stole everything.
I just
I
got.
stole the lines of the spray, stole the stern of the Baltic Trader, stole the rig of Chinese junk on the mainsail, stole the rig of the English beach pin for the mizzen.
Nice.
It's American fishing schooners for the head gold. Yeah. It's a rip-off.
I just finished reading George Maynard's book. It just came out. And he did the complete replica of the spray.
Yes, I knew Gary quite well as a kid.
Yeah.
I sailed with him on California back in the 80s.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the thing about the ship part. The lockers where you can make just vast quantities of shit disappear. And all of a sudden you got your couch back.
You can get up in there too if you wanted
Those are
to.
both bunks.
They're bunks, yeah.
14.5. Yeah. 23 tons. So
Yeah.
it's got kind of a wide flat shape, which is structurally very strong. It's not deep this way, it's wide and flat. So
Yeah.
it's a massive structure.
Yeah.
Not pan.
Yeah. Is it a lead keel or an iron keel? No ballast?
It's all workable. I did lots of work on yachts from the 30s and 20s, fish boats, commercial boats, in boat yards, right? And I saw what the owners were doing with them and what problems they had, and how useful the boat was for the amount of money it cost. And I thought, this whole thing was outside ballast and everything is great for a high performance boat that's only intended for sailing.
Yeah.
But a cruising boat is not only intended for sailing.
Yeah.
You gotta live on it.
Yeah.
For long periods of time. You can't heal over it. You cannot live like that.
Yeah.
You just get worn out. Heidi and we left La Paz and sailed to San Francisco in 21 days offshore.
Yeah.
Burned, I think, 9 gallons of fuel the whole time.
Wow.
And 4 on and 4 off, 4 on and 4 off, 4 on for 21 days.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing we weren't able to talk. Which video?
I had the boat festival with your boat.
No, I never saw that.
Yeah.
So here's the trip we made this summer. We left Port Townsend. It's just me and Heidi, and we went up to Princess Louisa Inlet, which is really indescribable.
Yeah. I love the chart table.
It's
really cool.
I installed these in a couple of fish boats that the fishermen had designed them.
Yeah.
I thought, that's a good idea. So that's another one I stole. See?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. You can put it away, but then you can just stand and write.
Right, you stand and write. You have good lighting, and it doesn't take up any space.
Yeah, it's a really smart idea.
I hate chart desks. I think they're an abomination. Sailors,
Just sitting there.
Yeah, well, you can never put a full-size chart on it unless you have a big old book,
Yeah.
So it's always folded up, and there's always a big pile of stuff on there you have to clear off before you do chart work, because any flat surface accumulates things immediately. Of course,
Yeah.
so it all comes out, Same on the other side. Back here's the garage.
The garage.
Whatever you want to call it.
It's the shed.
Yeah. And fuel tanks on both sides back there, 26 gallons each. We gotta have our boat goddess. This is Kuan Yin. She's the junkman's goddess. All the junkmen, have shrines to Kuan Yin. They burn joss to her when it gets stormy. He came by 4 or 5 times while I was building.
Bernard Morticia, yeah. That's too cool. I love his book. Nice.
It reminds you you're pooping in the lagoon.
That's nice.
An artist friend of ours, Jeremy Cohen.
That's cool.
We had a bucket for years.
Yeah.
When we finally got a toilet, I said, Jeremy, what's your Canadian toilet seat? And
I need it.
You know, any scene you want. He said, okay. So
That's so funny. Fucking check it.
we got two 50-gallon tanks on deck, which is gravity down to this one.
Yeah.
Cap right there, and that other one is saltwater.
Gravity, you can't beat
Perfect.
And there's a saltwater pressure pump there too.
Corey's gonna be talking to you a lot.
We like gravity.
it. I love it,
And
man.
of course, we got all our gravity stacks up here for all our you know.
Yeah.
It took a while to work all this out, but it really does. You can see, nothing falls down. So here's the fish hole.
Yeah.
So much room in here.
You can see that
It's funny you're saying
it
that.
really is built just like a workboat.
Yeah.
Nothing yacht is.
Yeah.
And it went together really fast and it was incredibly cheap.
Yeah.
Which allowed me to spend all my money on really good materials.
Yeah.
Because I don't have, there's hardly any fancy fittings, there's no...
What about materials now in building a boat?
You gotta go to the woods.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta go to the woods and spend a couple of years collecting wood.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and you got to have a list in your mind. Okay, I need this for frames, and I need this for keel, and then it'll be seasoning, and you have
Yeah.
a space, and you make a big wood pile, and you know.
My family's got some property in Tennessee, and I'm thinking there might be white oak, yellow pine,
Okay.
maybe a couple other. I was thinking about just
Look for
driving
some Southern
a
live oak.
U-Haul
See if you
back.
can find some Southern live oak. Beautiful.
Southern live oak.
Yeah, that's the one. That's what they Constitution's made out of.
Yeah.
He just said it. It's funny that you're saying that this is big. We've gotten smaller and smaller and smaller. We lived in a house, then we lived in a master bedroom with 3 other guys, and then now,
What?
yeah.
No, they weren't in the bedroom.
No,
You said that weird.
We're not that legit. And now we live in like in a 24-foot camper with no hot water. I think it's 24,
Luxury.
right?
Something like
That is
that.
pretty luxury.
Something
but
like that, yeah.
No hot water, no stove.
We're trying to build a little cabin smaller.
This one has as much room as your average 60-foot yacht.
Yeah.
Usable room.
Yeah.
Yeah, usable room.
Because there's no engine room, there's no separate tank space, all the tanks are on deck, so you can use the stuff underneath the bunks.
But
Yeah.
we keep getting smaller.
I've got a million questions for you as far as boat building and design goes, but
Well, simple's good.
we'll proceed with the tour.
Folks sell.
That's cool. That's really cool. And that's not hollow, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that was, he began life as a large pole and a broad axe. And a week's work.
Yeah.
A week with a broad axe and an adze and a plane. Again, it's all workboat. Iron band shrunk on the heel, so it can't split at the tune.
Really cool.
One set of hanging knees in the whole boat in the deck, and they're on the mast beam, the ones right forward of the mast. There's steel hanging knees on the outboard, so you can see them on this. So, you know, like this could be a wood knee, right? It would take up a whole bunch of space.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, you're talking about boat designs. Okay.
Yeah.
A friend of mine and I built a 34-foot sprayoid, we'll call it. Well,
Sprayoid?
this is a sprayoid too. It's not, in other words, not a spray copy, right?
Yeah.
It's a sprayoid.
Yeah.
So, and this one was pretty much the spray lines, except it had an outboard rudder. So we changed it. We simplified the stern. We didn't have a rudder trunk. We had a trans outboard rudder and kind of a loose stern behind it. And it was lap string. And there was no outside valve. It was all copper and bronze fastened. And we built it in about 7 weeks for $5,000.
1, 2, 3.
Wow.
4. How many people can? Sorry, sleep.
We have bunks for 9.
9.
Don't do it.
Yeah, no.
It's crowded.
That's 4 in this cabin.
Yeah.
You know, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8, 9 back there.
Yeah.
But it's really crowded. We had 8 for 2 weeks, 2
Yeah.
years ago.
Just very short trips with that many people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, 2 weeks it worked out, but you know, there were issues. Yeah. So anyway, we built this really
You're going on a boat with no
by
heads,
using these
so
lines
probably wouldn't
and
know what it gets.
adapting a construction technique which is built in really cheap boat with slab string
Yeah.
and bent frames.
Yeah.
We built one of these in an incredibly short period of time for a very, very low amount of money, and that person was sailing very quickly.
How big was the boat?
About 34, I think.
34.
Basically the
$5,000.
same lines. There was no propeller aperture.
How bad do you want to go?
There's an engine. It was
Yeah.
so cheap. So,
Yeah.
you know, it didn't get used much because there's no. And then it got neglected, and rainwater collected in it, and the deadwood rotted out. And several years later, the next owner hired me to replace the dead wood. And luckily the garbage weren't affected, but the dead wood and the bottom keel and back to the stern post was just toast. So I replaced that, and the process made a 2-piece shaft lug. So, and we put an engine in it. I used a lot.
Yeah.
Still in use.